Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. To all the new members that signed up in the last few days, thank you very, very much. I really do appreciate it. I am going to have some content coming your way this week, I promise. But I guess bigger than the content is the behind the scenes access for Eubank Ben Fight Week. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I did say on my last video that I wanted to go a bit big with this members thing, just because, like, I get it, signing up for stuff is a bit awkward. So I was thinking, what could I do apart from put content out? What could I do? And what I wanted to do was get someone, or maybe a couple of people, to kind of shadow me Eubank Ben Fight Week. So it is the same as a Riyadh season fight week. So on the Mondays, it's interviews. Tuesday, grand arrivals. Wednesday, public workout. Thursday, press up. Friday, weigh-in. And I wanted someone to come with me on all those days. What I am going to do, I'm going to change it up a little bit, because I feel like there will be a few members, and just giving that to one person just maybe doesn't sit right with me. So I wanted to kind of make sure we give it to 3 people, and I'll organize how this is going to work, but I want 3 people to kind of experience the different days, right? So yeah, we'll work it all out, but I am going to announce the 3 winners, if you like, next week, just so it gives you time to maybe take some time off work, because all these things happen during the day, and just get prepared for it. So yeah, that's going to be the big thing, to kind of announce the members thing, if you like. There still will be content, but the big thing will be Eubank Ben Fight Week. I'm still trying to get a ticket. I am, like, so many people ask me for tickets, and I have promised a few family members. I'm still trying to get a bonus one, and that would be like the big members prize. But regardless of that, you will be shadowing me during fight week, which is fun. These fight weeks are fun. Like, behind the scenes stuff is quite cool. All right, we'll get to that next week. For now, let's have a quick look and see what there is to talk about in the world of boxing. Let's start with some sad news. Officials respond after Gabriel Olanrewaju, so it's a Nigerian name, dies in the ring. I did read a bit of this. Now, the reason the officials have responded is because it looks like there was an issue with his medicals before the fight that wasn't addressed. Obviously, he still was able to fight, and he was winning this fight quite comfortably for the first 2 rounds, and then just, I think, collapsed on the apron in round 3 and subsequently passed away. Look, man, boxing is already dangerous, like beyond dangerous, right? Sometimes I question my love for this sport sometimes. But we have to make sure that all medicals are done prior to fighters getting in the ring. Like, no exceptions, right? All medicals have to be checked thoroughly. And it doesn't seem as though it was the case here. This fight, I believe, was in Ghana. The fighter in question was 40 years of age. Look, I want to read about it a bit more before I give my proper viewpoint on it. But, I mean, if someone is messed up there and there was an X in one of his medicals and he's still able to fight, heads need to roll. Heads need to roll big time. It's a disgrace. Jaron Boots Ennis has plans and Stanionis wants to ruin them. Yeah? Yeah. All the plans seem to be about Ennis winning. Like, no one's talking about, okay, if Stanionis wins, Stanionis might want a unification. Stanionis might want to move up to 154 pounds. And, like, I get it, right? Boots is the name. Boots is the star. Boots is the favorite. But this ain't an easy fight. This is a really good unification fight. I do believe this is number 1 versus number 2. I really do. And look, my dream is for Boots to go up to 154 pounds and fight Virgil Ortiz. I think that's a great fight. Boots is a big 147. And Virgil isn't a big 154 pounder. So I think it's a fight that's natural, and it's a fight that makes sense. But Stanionis is in the way, man. He's unbeaten. And I don't know. I sense something in the air. Just putting it out there. Matrum and MVP reach lawsuit settlement. Okay, so you guys probably know the backstory about this one. Jake Paul accused Eddie of, like, having the judges in his pocket or something, and Eddie sued him for $100 million. It's strange because they worked with each other since, and they're going to work with each other for Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor 3. So I do wonder if, I don't know, I do wonder if MVP have paid anything, or if Matrum have said, look, don't do this again. Let's continue working. We're going to work a lot with each other in the next few years. Obviously, it does seem as though MVP are taking over the female division or the female side of boxing. And I'm guessing Matrum are going to chuck him a lot of their female fighters. So, yeah, I don't know. Strange, right? Michaela Meyer, going to finish what I started. Lauren Price is obviously next. Yeah, she just looked a bit too good for Sandy. Honestly, it was always a case of boxer versus puncher. But I wanted Sandy to be a bit more than just a puncher, a bit more than just sort of coming in straight lines. Sandy can box as well, and she didn't really show it. She's a brawler, and she showed that. But Michaela was just too smart on the night. Like, even when Sandy had success, like round 9 was quite a big round. Michaela was so smart in clinching and holding on and just things like that, the dark arts of the sport. And Sandy just didn't have an idea as to what to do. It's a tough loss, that one, for Sandy. It's a very tough loss, but there are so many good fights. Sandy has to cut a bit of weight, I believe, to get down to 147, so she could jump up to 154 and make a run there. There are good fights. Sandy will be back. There are no issues whatsoever about Sandy Ryan. She's a good fighter. As for Michaela Meyer versus Lauren Price, I think I saw enough in that fight to think Lauren's going to cause her some problems. I think Lauren will cause her problems. Like, Lauren is smart. Again, when you think of boxer versus puncher, Lauren isn't necessarily a puncher, but she's as good a boxer, if not better, than Michaela Meyer. Her Olympic gold medal tells me that. So the things that Sandy did wrong, Lauren won't. I just don't know if Lauren's got the punch power. So it's an intriguing match. Wonder where it happens. But obviously that's the obvious fight to make. Exposed by Tevin Farmer, William Zapeda should chase Shakur Stevenson money now. Yeah, it's an interesting one, that, isn't it? I mean, prior to the first fight, everyone was super high on Zapeda. Just Zapeda's the best fighter that doesn't have a world title. Sometimes you've got to look at what the promoters do with a fighter to kind of know how they really feel about a fight. And what I mean is, I think Zapeda at the time, going into the first Tevin Farmer fight, was like 26-0, 25 knockouts. It was a ridiculous record. And you're like, why has he not fought for a world title? Like, what's going on? Like, his record is ridiculous. Like, why are they holding him back? And maybe we see why they're holding him back. I mean, Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy are pretty smart with their matchmaking. I almost feel like this isn't giving credit to Tevin Farmer. I think Tevin Farmer looked really good. Tevin Farmer is very unlucky not to have a win against Zapeda, which then catapults him back into the world title contention or the world title mix at 135 pounds. I don't know if he was exposed. I think it's just a style that he struggles with. And if he struggles with Tevin Farmer, he's definitely going to struggle with Shakur Stevenson. Definitely. There were times when Farmer hurt him, and Farmer's not considered a puncher. Go and look at his record. He's not considered a puncher. Shakur Stevenson has problems with his hands, but when he likes to kind of sit on his punches, as we saw with Josh Padley, he can hurt you. He can hurt you. I don't know if they make that fight next, you know. It's kind of the obvious fight to make next, because Shakur isn't going to fight any of the other world champions. He isn't going to fight Keyshawn. We don't know what Loma's doing. He certainly ain't fighting Gervonta Davis next, who looks like he's going to go straight into the rematch with Lamont Roach. So if you're Shakur Stevenson, you're kind of asking Eddie, are you going to make this fight? Are we going to get this on? So I do think we will see it regardless. I think we're going to see it. One thing we might see, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but one thing we might see is Daniel Dubois versus DERECK Chisora. Like, there seems to be a campaign right now to get DERECK Chisora this fight. And to be fair, the campaign is by DERECK Chisora. DERECK Chisora is pushing his own campaign, which I'm not mad at, right? If you want something, go out and get it. And DERECK Chisora, who knows what to do when it comes to making fights, right? In terms of, some might say, jumping the queue, is trying to jump the queue now. And like, he's the obvious fight, and the fight I think will happen. Let me get this out there straight away. Is OLEKSANDR USYK versus Daniel Dubois, undisputed, Wembley Stadium. I think that's the fight that's going to happen. But the second one was always Dubois versus Parker. Like, if you can't make Usyk versus Dubois, well, obviously it's going to be Dubois versus Parker. That's the fight that should happen. All of a sudden, I'm telling you now, Chisora has jumped Parker. Chisora has jumped Joseph Parker. I'm watching it unfold in real time, just like you guys are. And I don't know if Joseph Parker can do anything about it. Because once Chisora gets this machine rolling, and he's already spoken about the fact that he knows a fight with him and Dubois will sell out Wembley Stadium, and no other fight will do that. I don't know if that's true, but Chisora has a way of putting bums on seats. He does, honestly, he does. And he's got a style. Look, I'm not saying Chisora beats Dubois, I'm not saying it, but he's got a kind of style where if Dubois can't chin him, it's a long night's work. I don't know, man. I don't know. He is the IBF mandatory. He's the IBF. So it's not like he's jumping the queue from being ranked number 10. This isn't a case of Dubois using him as a voluntary. He's right there. He's mandatory. He's there. He's number 1 ranked. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I listened to him on TalkSport the other day. I listened to him on Sky Sports, and I'm like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Obviously, look, he's now fighting with Frank Warren, as is Dubois, as is Parker, to be fair. But obviously, Frank has a long-standing relationship with Chisora. Long-standing. So if Frank can't get Dubois versus USYK over the line, which I think he will, again, I'm telling you now, the next stop is Dubois versus Chisora. It's not Dubois versus Parker, which is crazy, but it's not. So again, it leaves Parker in the wilderness, or does it? If you do Dubois versus Chisora, it's quite easy then. Joseph Parker gets his world title shot against Alexander Usyk. Maybe that's what you do. Again, it puts Cabial in no man's land, but maybe that everyone's happy, right? Everyone's happy. I don't know if Dubois is happy, because Dubois has never really called out Chisora. He's called out Usyk, he's called out Parker, he's called out AJ. He's never mentioned Chisora. I don't think Don Charles will be happy, but it is what it is. We could see Usyk versus Parker. Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. And Dubois versus Chisora. Kind of like that with that one. Kind of like that. What do you guys think? I'm telling you now. I'm actually running a bit late. I'm going to a lunch with Frank Warren. I'll ask the question. But I'm telling you now, shit is happening behind the scenes. Shit is happening behind the scenes. All right. Liam Cameron claims Ben Whitaker rematch is becoming a mess. Yeah, there seems to be a bit of an issue here with this fight being a 10-round fight, a 12-round fight. I don't know what's going on. This is a Ben Shalom issue, I guess. But look, the fight's going to happen, right? The fight's going to happen in what, a couple of weeks' time. Looking forward to it. I think we see a much better Ben Whitaker, but I could be so wrong here. Liam Cameron might just have his number. Sometimes you get that, you know. Sometimes you get a guy that has a style that's a bit difficult, that doesn't enable or allow Ben Whitaker to get in his rhythm and start doing what Ben does, all that show betting. There might be an issue. I always wonder about Ben with the weight as well. I think Ben's one of the biggest light heavyweights I've ever seen. I'm not joking, guys. Legs thick, torso. There's never a bit of fat on him. And I do wonder if there's an issue there. Hopefully there isn't, because I think there's a star there, but if there is an issue, I mean, you guys know the next jump's cruiserweight, and although he's a big light heavyweight, he's a small cruiser. So fingers crossed that isn't the problem. That isn't the case. All right, anything else? Bruce Carrington to all featherweight titleist. Let's get this work in. I want all that. Yeah, he looked good, didn't he? Shushu looked really good. Got the stoppage. And you know what I liked as well? It's one thing performing in the ring like that. When you get an opportunity and you're in the spotlight and someone asks you a question, the mic's underneath your talk. And he called out everyone. And I'm like, yes. I hate when I don't really do the in-ring interviews anymore, but I hate when I'll say, okay, who do you want next? And I'm like, I'll speak to my manager, I'll speak to my team. I'm like, no, call someone out. This is your platform. This is the opportunity. Everyone's watching. And Carrington's very good at it. He called out Nick Ball, and the report was asking him who else, and he kind of called out everyone. I was like, yes, do that, man. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, good luck to him. It looks good. I think he keeps his chin in the air a bit too much for me, but, I mean, you never know. You never know. I didn't even know about this. After suffering a brain bleed, Luis Alberto Lopez returns with a win. I mean, those two things already scare me. Like a brain bleed, surely that should be that. You shouldn't be fighting again. Like, you should not be fighting. You've suffered a brain bleed. That's it. It's done. It's over. I don't know, man. I don't know. I will say this. Brian Norman looked good. You know, as much as I've said that Stanionis and Ennis are number 1 and 2, and they probably are, Brian Norman looked good in that win over Derek Cuevas. Looked good, didn't he? Looked sharp, looked aggressive, looked on the front foot. I still don't know what happened with Brian Norman in that Ennis fight, where it felt like it was there and then it wasn't there. Still don't know. But yeah, it was a good win nonetheless. All right, I think that is it. Yeah, that's it, guys, girls. Appreciate it. Again, videos for members this week. Videos for you guys this week. You know, I'm not just fucking doing this for the members, right? And make sure you guys wish me good luck. This is my first Queensbury show on the week. Have you seen the size of this card? I'm so used to Matrum cards being 4 fights on the main broadcast and 3 fights before, so 7 in total. I believe there's about 13 fights on Saturday. Hope they pay me overtime.